vlog 59. I'm going to read out the definition of the word strategy. A strategy is a correct approach in achieving the desired targeted purpose by using all the resources, skills and talents available. God said to Adam and Eve in the garden, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. That was a strategy. And the resources he had in order for the earth to be filled was Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve were going to reproduce, and Adam was going to become a father, Eve was going to become a mother. They would have children who would grow up and be fathers and mothers, who would have children, and so on and so on and so on. It would fill the garden, move out of the garden, move across the planet. Satan also had a strategy, and his strategy was to stop this. And he did this by deceiving Eve, and also Adam betrayed God in the garden, ate the fruit, and we were all locked down under the law of sin and death. God's strategy for that was to send his son Jesus to set us free from the law of sin and death. So, strategies are very, very important. God's strategy is for spiritual fathers and spiritual mothers. Because if we don't have spiritual fathers and spiritual mothers, then what we have is orphans. Hundreds, thousands of orphans. It says in Malachi chapter 4 that God's going to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to their fathers. That's DNA. That is DNA. I have two sons and a daughter. They have my and Linda's DNA in them. Spiritual DNA is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Because if someone has the right spiritual DNA, no matter what they go through, they will be able to stay connected to their spiritual parents. If they don't have the DNA of their spiritual parents, then no matter when the pressure comes and the misunderstandings come and various things that happen in people's lives, it's going to cause them to move away, walk away, drift away, or even run away. Paul said this in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 15. For though you might have 10,000 teachers, yet you do not have many fathers. Fathers are spiritual doors. It says this, Jesus is the door. So if he is the door, fathers are a door. And what does a door do? It lets you out, lets you in. You can go in through a door, you can walk out through a door. So spiritual fathers, spiritual mothers are doors by which the kingdom of heaven is released in them, through them, to their spiritual family. And because we live in the technological age that we do, it is possible now to parent spiritual sons and daughters who are at the other side of the world through the internet, through vlogs and blogs and Zooms and all that sort of stuff. So we don't have to actually be in the same building or in the same room or in the same neighbourhood or the same city, the same nation. Fathers and mothers, spiritual fathers and mothers, can instruct, help, guide their spiritual children no matter where they are in the world. So my desire is for you, because this was in my mind this morning, that you ask the Holy Spirit, wherever you are in the world, you ask the Holy Spirit to connect you up with your spiritual parents. Your father and your mother, who have been preordained by God to be doors of kingdom wisdom and influence into your life. Remember, Joseph blessed the 12 sons. The blessing, the manifested power of God in the blessing comes through your spiritual parents. Jesus does not want us to be orphans. He is not going to leave us orphans. He sent the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit wants to connect up his people with their relative spiritual parents. So ask him. Ask him to connect you up. You may have spiritual fathers and mothers, which is good, but if you haven't, ask him, because he doesn't want you being disconnected in this way. He wants you to know and connect up with your spiritual parents. So remember, Jesus is Lord, and the Lord is a warrior.